What's up, Amazon entrepreneurs? My name is Ben, and today I'm going to be running you through the 12 most common mistakes that I've seen new sellers make when trying to break into Amazon FBA. Some of these can be very costly. If you're in any of the Amazon FBA Facebook groups, what you might commonly see is people constantly selling their accounts or selling their inventory, okay? You don't want that to be you. So let's get started. First things first, why should you listen to me? Well, in my first 5 months on FBA, I did over $100,000 in sales with a very high profit margin. So I do understand some of the complexities that you are going to be facing starting out an Amazon business. Number one, this is a real business and you need to have an attitude that says that. Just like trying to start a pizza shop down the street or an automotive store, you need to go into this with the right startup capital, okay? That means that you've run the numbers and you know what you're gonna need. You need tools like a proper accountant, CPA, someone who's going to do your taxes, both quarterly filings for the business and your personal business taxes. This is a real business. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. I've seen so many people go into this thinking that they're going to be millionaires, that they're going to be living that laptop lifestyle. Well, that is completely possible. It's not likely, especially in the beginning. You need the proper tools and money. Number two, I often see people recommending LegalZoom and 1-800-ACCOUNTANT or other similar services to start your LLC and utilize as your accountant. If you go to a local accountant, someone who has good reviews, has been around for a little while, they're probably going to charge you cheaper to start your LLC, and that interaction between you two is going to be much better. They see businesses all day long, small businesses come in and out their doors. They know the ins and outs of forming an LLC, things that you need to do within your particular state. It's just a lot better to have that personal interaction. They're on top of you. They're making sure things are filed correctly. It's totally the way to go. And in the end, probably cheaper. Use a local accountant. Number three, not getting samples. Guys, I made this mistake on my first product, and guess what? I got hosed, okay? You can have a supplier that's gonna send you pictures or videos of their product. It looks good, but get a sample, hold it in your hands. Unfortunately, samples can be kind of expensive. For a box like this big to get shipped here and to get that product individually made for you, it can cost a few $100s. That is normal. But in the end, you can see if this is the product that you want to sell to people, if there are changes you want to make, or if you don't want to pursue that product and it's going to save you money in the long run. So put up that initial investment and you'll get the money on the back end. Number four goes on the back of getting samples, not using an inspection service, okay? You want to make sure you use an inspection service before you ship out your goods to the states, to the warehouse, all right? A good inspection service, you can get suggestions in these Facebook groups of honest and trustworthy ones, because there are ones out there that'll take tips from your manufacturer and they'll pass products that shouldn't be passed. Initially, when you first put that down payment to have your product manufactured, tell them that you're going to be using an inspection service and that you want them there before they box up the product. That inspector is going to go there. He's going to go through each product looking for any defects. Defects do happen when you're making thousands of products, okay? So they're going to set those ones aside. You're not going to pay for them. If you didn't use an inspection service, you get all those, and guess what? Those products are going to end up returns and even bad reviews. So the $500 or so that you're going to spend on an inspection service is another worthwhile investment. If you don't do it, you have a good chance of getting burned. Number five, entering a crowded niche, okay? All those people I was talking about before that are selling their accounts and selling their inventory, this is honestly one of the main problems that they encounter. When you first start out, you might look at a product that's low cost, you're gonna spend $2,000 or $3,000, it looks good, but what you'll find, especially in that price range, is that the competition is fierce. Just because people are moving product in that specific niche doesn't mean that you should enter it. I want you to imagine, if you've ever seen an Ironman, the swim portion, they release these swimmers in like droves out in the ocean, and it's crowded. People are getting bumped into. Sometimes people even die, all right? What you want is you want that open water, maybe a few other swimmers out there, but that's it. So don't enter a crowded niche. There are plenty of things out there that are less crowded. You have lower PPC prices. Look for that niche where maybe you have to spend a little bit more up front, but it's gonna reward you in the end. Number six, product research, right? How do you not enter a crowded niche? You do proper product research. I'm not gonna get into how I do product research in this video, but you're going to use a software like Helium 10 or Jungle Scout. And you're going to look for certain search parameters, how much your competitors are moving per month, what their profit margin is likely, how much they paid for the product by going through Alibaba, how much they're getting paid in the end, and then how much Amazon actually takes off the top, all right? You're going to do all these things, and you're going to find a hole in the market, and you're going to look for something that you can make unique, a unique selling point about your product. Maybe it's a better bundle. Maybe it's a product improvement, something that you've noticed poor negative reviews on other products. You're going to make that improvement. You got to do product research. You can't go into Amazon FBA saying, I want to sell this. Maybe what you want to sell will work, but you have to do the product research first. And you know what? In the end, you're going to sell what makes you money, not what maybe you're passionate about. Number 7, when you're doing your product research, a common thing that I see happen to people is paralysis by analysis. They're looking for the perfect product, and they have like 10 or 20 different good products that they're like, oh man, this fits these parameters, this fits these parameters, this looks good, this looks good. Which one should I do? Which one should I do? You know what? You're not going to make any money if you don't pull the trigger on one. If it looks good, you talk to your mentor, people say, you know what? That looks like a good area to get into. Go for it. Pull that trigger, get it here, and you'll see if you did everything right, you're going to sell, your confidence is going to go up, and you're going to start to get the hang of it. It's kind of like riding a bicycle. Okay, once it happens, I'm very confident in my new product launches now. It'll happen to you, but it's not going to happen if you don't do it. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So make sure you have a solid basis in product research, and then avoid that paralysis by analysis. Number 8, not using freight forwarder, okay? The manufacturer, a lot of times, especially if you're a first-time seller, they're gonna give you a shipping quote, and that's fine, but a lot of times these manufacturers will try and squeeze some extra dollars out of that shipping quote on the back end, and you're gonna end up paying more than you need to. There are tech services like Freightos where you can put in your parameters where it's going to, and they'll give you solid quotes, and you can go through them. Personally, although I can recommend Freightos, I know people use it very successfully. I have my own personal freight forwarder that I do all my business with. His quotes are always, and prices are always competitive. Okay, that's for shipping. I'm not getting an affiliate payment for that, but I love their service so much, I'm going to recommend them. I have a personal relationship. This guy knows that I'm going to be a repeat customer, so we make sure that my experience has great customer service. If I run into any issues or I'm wondering where something is or something isn't working out, I can just talk to this guy and we'll get it resolved. Having that personal relationship with your freight forwarder is absolutely great. Link below for forward shipping. Number 9, this one's commonly brought up, but it's a common mistake made by newbies. Going through a trade company instead of the actual manufacturer, okay? When you're going through Alibaba and looking for your product, a lot of times it'll be listed under a trade company. And in turn, what that means for you is, 1, they are charging you a finder's fee. So they're tacking on, 25 cents or 50 cents on top of each product that you're buying, and they're getting that just as a finder's fee. The second problem with that is they don't really care about the quality so much, right? You're talking to them and then they're relaying it to the manufacturer. You're playing telephone. You want to talk directly to the manufacturer about your specifications and any improvements that you want and your quality expectations. The trade company just cares about getting their finder's fee and then they're out. They don't really care about that repeat business so much. So you want to make sure you're going through the manufacturer, not a trade company. It's easy how to tell the difference. I'll show you right now. All right, guys, so as you can see, I'm on Alibaba and I've searched yoga mat. I wouldn't recommend getting into that niche because it is ridiculously competitive. Everyone wants to be there. And what we're going to do is we are going to definitely check trade assurance. I always recommend going through Alibaba trade assurance, not PayPal. And verified supplier is a good thing to have too. So now we're going to go down. We're going to click on one of these and we're going to go over. And one of the first things that we see is it's a manufacturer and it's a trading company. That is usually what you will see when generally you're dealing with a trading company. So we can even click on this and go further. And we'll go to company profile. And we'll scroll down. And here it is, main products, blankets and whatnot. So we don't know if this is actually the manufacturer of this product or a trading company. I mean, their revenue is pretty big, so it's a good chance that they're doing quite well and people seem to trust them. But if you're dealing with just a manufacturer, you're only going to see manufacturer. So if you were going to follow up with this company, you would want to see what they are actually manufacturing. They may not actually be manufacturing this yoga mat. They may just be the trading company for it. You can search around. Sometimes you can't find the actual manufacturer. But if it's just a manufacturer, you're just going to see manufacturers. So tell them that you're going to be sending your inspector to their factory and verifying that it is actually their factory and they're not doing the trading company routine with you. Number 10, going for the cheapest quote. A lot of times you think, hey, same product, it's sold by these different manufacturers. I'm going for the cheapest one, but you know what? That cheapest quote probably is skimping on quality, okay? Quality is one of the biggest reasons that people get bad reviews. You want to make sure your quality is up to par, and a lot of times the cheapest quote means the worst quality. So pay that money up front, get the better quality, and in the end, you'll make a lot more money off that product. Number 11, managing cash flow. Again, this is one of the reasons why I suggest a higher starting investment in your company. Amazon only pays you every 2 weeks. And from that 2-week payment, they hold a certain portion for the next payout because in case you have any chargebacks or refunds or anything like that, they want to make sure that your count isn't zero and they get stiffed on getting that payment. So they hold a certain portion. Getting paid every 2 weeks, having a portion of that held means that cash flow can be a problem. You want to make sure you're able to reorder your product without going out of stock. I faced this problem a few times, cash flow problems. So have that initial investment amount and watch how much you're selling, watch how much you're getting. It's simple math. It's not always easy. Sometimes you are going to go out of stock, but do your best not to and properly manage that cash. You also don't want to scale past the amount of cash that you have. If you overscale, now all of a sudden you can't pay suppliers, it's not good. So make sure that the money that you're paying out, you're going to get back in a timely manner to be able to reorder, or you're going to have to order less inventory. It may be risk going out of stock. All right, number 12, this is the one that cost me $5,000 of my first investment in a product. Basically, I found this product, it looked great, people were moving tons of units, barely any reviews, like less than 10 on any other listings, and I was like, I got this. What I didn't check, right, it seemed like the perfect product. It seemed like the absolute perfect product. I couldn't believe no one else was selling it. What I didn't check was the restricted list. Now, unfortunately, in this case, Amazon didn't block the listing, okay? What they let you do is they let you post it for a week or two, and then they purge all the listings and blacklist your ASIN. So I went through, I got it listed up. I was selling like 20 or 30 units a day. It was great because there was barely any other competition. But then my listing got taken down. I got blacklisted because I didn't check the restricted list. Guys, if you find a product like this, it seems so perfect, too good to be true. You know what? There's a good chance it is. Make sure you check that restricted list. There's all types of things on there. I'll link to that below as well. All right, guys, so here's the restricted products page. The link is below, and you're going to scroll down to what you're thinking about selling. Okay, there's a lot of stuff on here, as you can see. And let's say you're looking at selling something in the electronics area, right? Prohibited listings here, cell phone jammers, GPS jammers, Wi-Fi jammers, all kinds of stuff here. Blu-ray players that haven't been modified. I mean, you just want to make sure that your product is not on this list. There's tons of stuff on here, and you know, I mean, pesticides and pesticide devices. All kinds of people are having problems with products that have been labeled in this category, and they have to comply with specific guidelines that are here, or else their listing gets taken down. Just make sure that you check out this page. All right, guys. First of all, make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you got something from it, and subscribe and hit that notification bell. I hope you took some information from it. This is possible. You can, quote unquote, live that laptop lifestyle with this, but it's a real business and it's going to take some time to build and the right attitude. So I'll see you on the next one.